Well, I am so excited to be here today with our interview with a graduate from our Military Connected Fundraising Academy Accelerate. My name is Tony Bell, and I serve as the National Director for the Sanford Institute of Philanthropy. And I am so excited to introduce to you today Tracie Winn, the Community Engagement Coordinator for Support the Enlisted Project, also known as STEP. Tracie is a 2020 graduate from our Military Connected Fundraising Academy Accelerate, and a graduate from our class in March, right before we all went into quarantine. So Tracie, it's so exciting to be with you today. And we're looking forward to just kind of sharing some of your experience with folks around the Fundraising Academy. But before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself, STEP, and your role within the organization?
Of course. Hi, guys. So I joined STEP about 2 years ago. I came originally from Boston and made my way over to San Diego, where I'm able to soak in some of the sun and then relax a little bit. But San Diego is a beautiful city full of military families. And when I came out to San Diego, I noticed just how hard these families are struggling. So at Support the Enlisted Project, we work with military families, junior active duty and recently discharged veterans that are in financial crisis. We provide financial counseling, education, and grants when needed to make sure they can secure their basic needs. So that could be housing, a car, food. We have some clients that unfortunately can't even afford diapers.
Sure. Wow, what a very comprehensive mission and such a needed service for our military connected families. So Tracie, thank you for making that investment in the community the way that you do. And speaking of that, do you mind sharing with us, as an emerging fundraising professional, really what inspires you to serve military connected families and communities?
Yeah, so when I moved out here from Boston, I really wasn't familiar with the military community. But when you're in San Diego, it's all around you. I was applying for a few positions, working with nonprofits. I'm passionate about mission-driven work.
Mhm.
And what actually made the difference for me is I was taking an Uber. I didn't have a car out here yet, to a job interview. And my Uber driver was an active duty Marine. We just started talking, and he was letting me know that he was active duty and doing this on the side because he just couldn't afford his bills. He had 4 kids under the age of 5, I think, and he was 26, so he's right around my age. And it was hard to hear, and I was really excited because in that moment I'd been interviewing at STEP. I was able to give him a STEP card from my interview. I wasn't even working there yet, and let him know about STEP and the amazing resources for financial education. That was in November, so the family actually ended up receiving a Thanksgiving turkey and some goods for the holiday and getting some financial counseling. It was really that experience that brought me to STEP because I was able to see my impact right off the bat. And I was realizing that if my Uber driver needs help, there's probably so many more people out there. So why would I not get behind it?
Right, and if I heard you correctly, Tracie, this was while you were interviewing for STEP, right?
Yes.
Yes. Wow, what a great story. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, we never know who we're going to come across, right? In our
Hmm.
day-to-day lives. And just that was meant to be that
Yes.
moment in time, right? In the Uber. So what a great story. Thank you for sharing that. I too would be very motivated after that kind of experience, right? To
Mhm.
support military connected families and communities. So when you think about your Fundraising Academy Accelerate experience in our Military Connected Fundraising Academy, how did that help to impact your career, support your organization's growth? I mean, what were some of the good outcomes for you personally and your organization through your participation and investment in your own professional development?
Of course. So I was really fortunate. Before I started this position, I was focused more on in-kind corporate sponsorships, some of those type of programs. When I came out of this program, it was COVID right off the bat. I wasn't going to donor meetings anymore. I wasn't handing out baby drive collection bins anymore. So I had to change my style of ask. And thankfully, I just gone through this program. So I was able to really come out of this program with hard asks for financial support, which is something that was truly new to me. So one of the really cool accomplishments that I can say for our organization is we had an annual donor that was giving turkeys to us. So they would donate about 100 turkeys for our holiday programs.
Oh, how
Well,
nice.
wow, it was nice, but I can't take frozen turkeys right now. It's COVID.
Right.
So I was able to use some of the techniques I learned from this class and get on the phone with my donor, who I was able to keep up with during COVID, and let them know that we need $3,000 to purchase turkeys, gift cards, things like that for our families. We can't do in kind good because of COVID, but we really want your help. And I think because of the confidence, the relationship skills that I learned from this program, he, within probably 15 minutes of being on the phone, said, okay, we're going to do that. We'll do $3,000 for you this year. And you email me every September and let me know how much you want. And I will do that till I'm gone from this organization. So it was really incredible to have that experience and to have the skills and the knowledge to really go out there and ask for what I needed.
That too is a great story. So thank you for sharing that. And it is really important as we've all tried to adjust to this new landscape, and what is the right way to approach donors right now, and which ones are willing to receive kind of the shift in their focus,
Mhm.
right? In terms of how they're contributing, investing, and supporting your organization. So again, another great story. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
So when you think, so clearly you've had some good outcomes as a result for, again, the investment in time for your participation in the Military Connected Fundraising Academy Accelerate. And I managed to say that, I think, without tripping over my tongue. Uh, so I'm gonna make a huge assumption here, Tracie, and I'm gonna make a huge assumption that you would recommend this program to other emerging fundraising professionals like yourself. So with that big assumption, if you were going to recommend this, why would you recommend it? And what do you think were the greatest takeaways for you? You mentioned some things that are really critical and important in the curriculum that we deliver, right? It's all about relationships. But you
Mhm.
also talked about how that empowered you and made you more confident in the work that you're doing. So I love hearing all of that. But yeah, but share with folks, if you don't mind, just again, why would you recommend it, and what really were the biggest takeaways for you?
Yes. I think I would recommend it. So you were not wrong in that assumption. And I think the main reason why I would recommend it is because it required me to take a time out and invest in myself and my organization and our future. With COVID, I know we're all suffering from Zoom exhaustion. We're constantly putting out fires. We're adjusting every week on whether we can have volunteers in office, whether this donor will meet with us, or no, right now their funding is cut. They can't help us. I feel like everything's moving so quickly that it's easy to just put growth on the side. But I know that for me personally, I wouldn't be able to have accomplished everything I did during COVID without these skills and these opportunities to take that time out for myself. So I would say if you are thinking that you are in the rut right now and putting out fires left and right, remember you're a person too, and your employer needs you as well. So if you can take the time to invest a few hours a week in this program, I would really recommend it. And maybe you'll learn what I learned.
No, that's super. I mean, we always hope, at a minimum, one of two things happen when you participate in any of our programs, right? Is that you walk away with these aha moments, right? These skills, these strategies that you can implement that are really going to change the results and the
Mhm.
effort that you're putting into your work. Or for some of the more tenured folks in the sector, and we do get folks that participate sometimes in our academies that have, like me, been around the block a little bit, uh, is that you would walk away from the academy at least knowing that you're doing everything correctly and that you are really up to date in your strategies and the things that you're doing to raise money for your cause. I'd
Mhm.
be curious to what your thoughts are and what your experience was with the cohort. So, I mean, have you been able to lean into any of your other academy alumni through the
Mhm.
cohort? Because that cohort experience is also, I think, a real benefit of the Fundraising Academy Accelerate.
Absolutely. It's pretty unique to have an opportunity to have, I think there was maybe 15 to 20 people in our class. I'm not positive right now. and they were all located in my region or located in my field, specifically working with military families. So those small, unique problems that just come with the military, they understood them, and I can now reach out to them for help. We were fortunate to have some class members or cohort members that were actually already connected to us, but I just didn't know them personally. So knowing that I can reach out to an organization that helps people in a slightly different way than I do, but in the same field is really amazing. Specifically, we got to work a lot with the U.S. Midway Museum and Foundation. They are
Oh,
a donor for ours, but I had never met the cohort student that was in the class. So it was pretty cool to get a new connection and new opportunity, and know that I have strong ties in the community to ask for help or support when I need to.
great. No, thank you for sharing that. Because again, part of our hope through this journey and what we're offering in terms of professional development and through these cohorts is that it creates this exceptional opportunity for collaboration and collective impact, right,
Mhm.
in the work that all of you are doing. So I'm really excited to hear that that was the kind of experience that you had and that
Mhm.
you now have these relationships that will last you your entire professional career, right? Folks that
Exactly.
that you can lean on and folks that you can grow with as
Mhm.
everyone just excels in their fundraising career. So thank you
Mhm.
for sharing that. Uh, so I think that's just about all of the time that we have for our interview today, Tracie. And I'm so glad that you were able to join us for our Military Connected Fundraising Academy Accelerate. Just really thrilled that you had the experience that you did and that the curriculum really proved to be valuable for you in the work that you do for STEP. So thank you for all that you do to support military connected families. And I just know that you will continue to do great things and be an amazing fundraiser for the Southern California community or wherever else you may go. So again, just it was such an honor to have you be part of the Academy. And thank you for taking the time to join us today to really share your experience with others.
Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm really thankful for my time in this course and hope to continue to be a part of the alumni community.
Awesome. Well, be safe, and be inclusive. We'll see you soon.